Was it always Drag Race for you? Like when you quit your job and said, let me work at night, was it always like, give me a minute because this is the goal? Or
Uh, I Drag Race wasn't the goal at first, right? Like, I knew it. I knew that it was there. And I think, but like for me, it was. I think I was so starved for the artistry. I had just denied myself of everything that I've like of performing for so long that I was like,
right.
I need to perform. And I it was something that I loved, and I was singing. I used to sing when I first started, so I was singing all the time. And then it was when I started to do it, like, and I was like, oh, like I'm getting a really good feedback, and I was like, I can do that. Like, why can't I do this? Of course I can do this. Like, this is what I've trained my entire life for. Like, I've trained to be a performer. Like, and that's what the show is. It's a performance. So I was like, yes. And then when I started to think about it, I was like, I can do this. And I was like, oh, this is like the epitome of like, this is, the goal really. Like, it's the highest, well, one of the
Right.
highest things that, you know what I mean? To really get yourself out there as a drag queen, like it's the golden ticket. So why wouldn't I want to do it?
Do you think like everybody now wants to do it? Like, do you think there's like a misperception that like you have to be on Drag Race to make it, so to speak? Or do
I
you
think,
have to be on Drag Race to make it
you know,
nowadays?
that's an interesting question, right? Like, because I think if you would have asked me that like 4 years ago, or maybe like a couple years ago, I'd been like, absolutely, this is the only way. Um, but like, I think now because of Drag Race, like we are just so at the forefront, right? You see drag queens everywhere, like, and so there are different avenues and there are different ways to do it. It is the main path to do it, right? But like, it's not the only path, I don't think. And that's because of Drag Race and all the amazing things that they've done. And so I'd be interested to see, we have Dragula. That's another avenue. But like, I've seen queens, get cast in like Netflix shows and things like that. And so like, there are different ways to do this. So.
Yeah, that's true. What about when you got there? What is the, I guess, best or easiest? I don't know if that's even the same question, like the worst slash hardest part of Drag Race.
Oh, the worst part of it. Oh God, all of it. It
It's
really,
hard.
it really is terrible. It's so hard. It's never what you think it's gonna be. Like, it's not, to anyone that's gonna go on it or has been on it, like, it's not what you thought it was gonna be. It is hard. They grind you so hard. Like, being from New York, it's amazing because like I didn't feel like it affected me as much as the girls who hadn't grind in New York. Like, because we grind in New York, and like, but like Drag Race is a whole weird. It's weird. You don't sleep. You barely eat. Like, you're doing all this shit, and then you roll. I rolled in there like I was like, I'm talented. I know what I'm doing, and like I was carrying that for a while. But then they break you down, and that was starting to break down in me. And so then like that, those voices that are always there just start to really just like are just screaming in your face, and you're just like, but I am talented. I can do this.
Were you
Uh,
shocked like when you got your first like negative feedback or like whatever, like this is horrible, improve it, or just whatever, even if it was helpful criticism? Were you just like, what? Like I thought I did great at this point.
Yeah, it was weird because like when I was there, I was aiming to please, right? So like, oh, if they didn't like something, like I was like, oh, I thought I did well. I was like, okay, so maybe I really didn't do well. So like, I was listening and really trying to fix, right? And so like, I was always trying to please them and paying attention. And then when I came back and watching things, I was like, wait, bitch, I actually did really do well. Like, what the fuck? Like, and so like, it was kind of once I kind of got away from it and out of it, I started to notice. I'm like, oh, like yes, I did bad. I know I did bad on some parts, but there's other parts where I was like, I actually did do well. And it just wasn't what they wanted. So, but like I really kind of there while I was there, I really kind of beat myself down on, oh, you know what I mean? That on the fact that like I didn't do as well, or I didn't fit into what they wanted or what they were looking for that particular challenge or whatever. So
Right.
yeah, it was weird.
And I mean, it seems hard. It doesn't
It's
seem easy.
hard. It's so hard.